Hello, everybody. My name is Mossy, and I like to introduce you to my family. This is my baby Apollo. He's 1 years old and going into daddy's. And there's my Bree. Her name is actually Bria, and she's such a mama's girl, aren't you, Bree? You gotta be up mama's butt all the time, huh? Are you mama's girl? Yeah. Yes. So, a little bit about myself. I'm 40 years old, and I love to do diamond arts. This one is for a really good friend of mine. As you can see, I'm almost done with it. I've just got a few more areas to do, and I will be done quickly, hopefully by next week. After I'm done with this, I will be putting some Mod Podge on it, letting it dry for about 72 hours, and then it will be given to her for a late Christmas present. Just really hope she likes it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just absolutely. It's called Strength Along the Journey. And it is from the Diamond Art Club, which I'm a big fan of theirs. I have not had any issues whatsoever with their product at all. What I do like about their stuff is that you have a lifetime of diamond warranty. So if any time they pop off, you contact them and they will send you more diamonds if need be, which I'm assuming won't be an issue. So I'm absolutely thrilled about that. Just absolutely look at that. The colors are just absolutely amazing. I have that holding it. It's my little weight because it's pretty heavy as it hangs. Just absolutely love it. And then the next one I'm doing will be for her granddaughter. And I am doing $37.99, so pay attention here so we don't mess up. All right. I am doing squares, and I absolutely love doing squares. I prefer squares over rounds just because you don't get all the gaps that you get with the rounds. A lot of people prefer rounds over squares because they're a lot easier to place, however. And they say with rounds, they tend to be a lot more sparkly, but I'm not sure about that because I haven't done too many rounds. Although some of the ones that I've gotten from the Diamond Art Club, they are rounds. Although I have noticed that the Diamond Art Club, the diamonds tend to be a lot more sparkly than other ones from other companies that I've gotten. So I think their product is very well. I really do like it. And then I do have other ones, Pretty Neat and Dreamers, that I'm going to try as well. I do tend to like those. I have not tried those yet. I am making one for my husband. His is really, really big. This one is a 74 by 56 centimeter, and this is by Chuck Penson, and I am a big fan of his. He tends to be a pretty darn good artist. I think he is fairly new. I'm not too sure about that, but I love doing outdoorsy ones. Those are the ones that I prefer to do. Um, yeah, I love, or ones with horses. I have 2 horses that we race. Um, so I'm a big fan of horses. What's the matters? What's the matter, Apollo? Yeah, I gotta make my bed and you guys gotta get off of it. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing, handsome? Yes. Why are you looking at your sister? She doesn't want to play, huh? Are you gonna go play with her? These guys just sit in here and watch me diamond paint. And my niece might be coming over later to hang out with me. I gotta do some deep cleaning today. My dog, my pit bull, she is a very jealous dog. When I go spend time with my husband and I don't pay attention to her, she tends to go and pee on the floor, and she's 4 years old, so she's quite naughty sometimes. I just don't get it, but that's how she is. So, I do have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. They are 17, 19, 18, 14. One was going to college. She's taking a break because of COVID. He's wanting to go to school for medical, so it's kind of hard to do all that online. And my daughter, of course, is still in high school, and my other kids. My 18-year-old is not interested in going to high school, so he just works, which there's nothing wrong with that as long as it makes him happy. So, sorry, I'm just grabbing some more diamonds here. What, Apollo? What? What, you silly boy? We're not going to the park today. It's so windy and so cold out. I know they want to go, and we usually go at like 11:30, but it's just so darn windy and cold that I don't see it happening today. I don't handle the cold and the wind so well. I've been losing some weight and I get cold pretty easily now, and I'm on prescription diet pills, so it helps with losing weight, although kind of stinks when it's cold and my hands freeze and my feet freeze, and I got some bear paw boots that just absolutely keep my feet warm, although my hands is another story. So I just don't see taking them to the dog park today, which I think they'll survive one day without the dog park, unless there's another day, because tomorrow being Christmas, they say it's supposed to warm up, so we'll see what happens with that. So I have not been diamond painting for very long. I started back in June, and being as cocky as I was like, ooh, diamond painting, that can't be too hard. Well, I made quite a bit of mistakes not doing my research, and well, I learned some lessons here that you have to either iron your canvas before you start diamond painting, and you have to check for air bubbles, And then you have to seal your painting, unless you're going to put it directly behind glass and you're not going to have air going to it. Now that I know what I know, it's still a learning experience, because there's still things that you learn every day. I'm not a professional yet, considering I have not been doing this for very long. I do, however, enjoy it. I do live with anxiety and depression and a lot of stress, and so this helps a lot with that. Brings down my symptoms a lot, along with, medications I'm on. But definitely helps a lot with that. And I absolutely love doing these and giving them away for gifts. I hope to at some point do these and sell them, but we'll see how that works out. I don't know. My sister is supposed to be sending me one, because you can do these in custom made as well. And she has this photo of her and her husband, who is dealing with cancer, and he's in his early 50s, so it's not he's pretty young to have the cancer that he has. So she had asked if I would be willing to... What are you chewing on? Apollo. What is that? Give it. Where did you get that? You're okay. He tends to chew on things he's not supposed to be chewing on. So when I heard a big chomp, I thought he was... Because he pulls off the Christmas ornaments and decides he's going to chew on them and break them. So I'm sorry I got distracted there. Anyways, he's very young for having the cancer that he has. So there is a picture that my sister really loves of them together. So she had asked me if I would be willing to do a diamond painting of them. And I said, absolutely, I would. So, she sent that picture over to Heartful Diamonds. So I should be getting that within a month or so. But with COVID, it might take a couple of months to receive that. And because I have a couple of people, or quite a few people ahead of her, I told her it might be a minute before I'm going to be able to get to hers. Because my husband's, his is fairly large. His is the biggest one I think that I have so far. So, I do enjoy doing these for people. I do have to say that. And I'm sorry. I want to apologize for my phone kind of going everywhere here. But it is just looking gorgeous. Gosh. I think she's going to cry when she sees this, honestly. Because, she's seen pictures of it, but when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game there. It's just so different when you're seeing it in person versus seeing it on camera. So I definitely think she's going to be in tears when she actually sees this. See, I've only got 3, and it takes me about a couple hours to do each one of those slots, maybe about a day, depending on distractions and what all I have going on here, and you know, chores and other things that I have going on. My husband works, and so I have the whole house to take care of him. You know, he's like another child to take care of. My dogs, my kids. My son, he moved into an apartment with a roommate, and he is just so happy being out on his own, being able to do his own thing. So he is just absolutely just loving it. Some of these diamonds just... And I do it in the checker way, like this, so that way when I do go to fill in, as you see me doing, so they go in, so it ends up going straight. Because as you see how straight it is, so when you do it like this, and I go to fill in, it will straighten them out, because you see how crooked they look. And then when I go to fill in like that, it will straighten out on its own. Because they have these, gosh, I don't even know what they're, they almost look like rulers, and they have where you can put your little squares in, but I don't like using those because they take up so much of your time, and they're not always guaranteed to fit every canvas. And unfortunately, it didn't fit this one, so kind of stunk a little bit. But and I like to place these individually. There was a lady on Facebook or on YouTube that said the exact same thing that I used to tell my friends. I like to place mine individually, so that way, you know, I can tell them I did all of these individually, because they have multi-placers where you can do these, and I don't use multi-placers. I just place them individually because that's how I'd rather do it. Because one, I know I've done it all singly, and I know that I have done it one by one. And I think it's more meaningful to the person you're giving this to when you tell them, yep, I did all these one by one. So I happened to be on quarantine because it turned out I ended up having COVID. However, the interesting thing is, the only thing that I ended up getting out of this, the symptoms, was no taste, no smell. I had a little bit of congestion, and that was it. I didn't have any body aches. I didn't have any of the other horrible symptoms or anything like that. So I was pretty happy. And so the doctor says, well, you're off of quarantine on the 21st. Well, that's fine and dandy and everything, but I feel like once I'm done with this, then maybe I can take myself off of quarantine. I think I'll just give it a couple more days. I don't know exactly what our plans are for Christmas. I don't think we're having family come over. We're going to have the usual ham, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, things like that. Unless my husband decides he's going to go kill a pig or something. He likes to do that sometimes. So we'll see. I'm not too keen on eating fresh meat like that. If I'm gonna eat meat, I'll eat it from the store. I guess I just never grew up eating fresh meat. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. My parents never hunted, so I guess I never got used to that kind of stuff. But what's interesting is I live in Colorado, but I was born and raised in Wisconsin, and I grew up fishing. And I think I loved it. You know, I loved fishing. But it's just so funny because I hate fish. I just do not like fish. And I was asking my sister the other day, do you like fish? And she's like, oh, I love fish. So I just don't get how one can fish and then not like eating it. It's really funny. I don't know. But apparently, I just have never, ever since I was little, I've never liked fish. So I grew up in a foster home. I did not have good upbringing by my biological parents, who are now both deceased. Both my foster parents were good foster parents. I was blessed to be able to stay in one home. I was not the easiest kid in the world to raise, however, but turns out they did an amazing job, because I turned out to be, you know, a pretty darn good person. You know, didn't turn to drugs like they thought I would. Didn't do a lot of things that they thought I would. My real mother was an alcoholic and was very abusive. My real dad was in prison until I was in my early 20s, and he was in prison since I was 5 years old. Yeah. So I have 3 sisters and 1 half brother, and I talk to 1 sister, and that's pretty much it. The other sister, pretty much, we don't talk. They're much older than I am. They're 13 and 14 years older than me, and then my one sister's maybe a little more than 2 years older than me. She has autism, so she's in a foster home, so it's kind of hard to speak to her, but I've seen her, and she's just absolutely the cutest thing in the world. I mean, her smile, and she loves to dance and all that, and she's just an amazing person. You see her smile, and you'll just want to smile too. You know, she'll make your bad day disappear real quick. So, but if you guys have any questions at all, please ask, and I will answer to the best of my ability. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will upload another video later on this evening.